my little Tattle Tells, and what's up, Sussex Squad? Listen, in honor of the Queen's Jubilee, we are doing a special body language analysis, Sussex Squad style. Listen, a lot of you guys sent me body language analysis videos on Harry and Meghan and how she's like the sociopath killer of the world, and Harry is just a weak, broken person like Gollum from Lord of the Rings mixed with Dobby underneath Harry Potter stairs. I get it. But you know what? I said, you know what? Let's do a Sussex Squad edition of body language analysis because y'all, the writing is on the wall. Things are terribly off between William and Kate. And judging if these videos and this body language is anything to go by, things are worse than we ever thought. Now, I know. Let me put it on my Summer Jam screen because you guys know I love a good PowerPoint tutorial. Now listen, everybody was talking about Harry and Meghan. And by everybody, I mean every hater. But let's talk about Will and Kate. And let's just go through the body analysis because you guys, this gets deep. First of all, you see the clenched jaw. You see the crossed hands, right? You see the clenched jaw and the crossed hands literally showing hostility, aggression, right? Dislike, indicators of disinterest. That is called IOD, right? Indicators of disinterest. Now, this can be protective reflexes, right? And show that you are also stubborn or you have stubbornness. However, I do not think he's being protective against Kate. If you look at Kate looking down, she is looking downcast. That is the feeling that you feel like you have been humbled, like you have disappointed someone, which I thought was very, very odd because this was their time to shine. And that's a funny thing. Kate and William especially, Kate, when she got older, has been bred to put up a stiff upper lip. So the fact that you would let these cracks show, the fact that you would let this body language seep through for the public to view, whether you're doing it consciously or subconsciously, it is literally showing that things have reached such a high level that it's almost impossible to come down. We also have the weird thing about, we know from body language, you don't need to be an expert to know this, that when you like someone or even when you spend time with someone, you are kind of in sync. You start to walk like them, you maybe start to talk like them, you start to mimic their personality. At the very least, you have their idiosyncrasies, their daily comings and goings, the pace at which they do things. You kind of become accustomed and you go in a flow. It is odd that even though this was obviously practiced, it seems like they did not practice with each other. They are out of sync. At one point, they even look toward not each other, which shows a healthy amount of disdain, but they even look toward each other's feet to see where they are going. It's almost as if they don't spend a lot of time together. They don't know the pace in which the other person moves. They're not used to moving at one. That is a stark contrast to Harry and Meghan, who you can tell they are touchy-feely, and Lilibet is only one. Let's see if they get a third baby. But it's just odd that even in times where you're like, oh, sorry, and you don't know, almost like you're with a new dance partner, which is odd considering this is your wife of how many years, it implies that they are not spending that much time together. The fact that they look to each other's feet to see where the other is going instead of touching each other for reassurance or even looking to each other's eyes shows a real lack of disinterest. But it's not over, right? I did see this, Angela Teller. Oh, also, I want to give a shout out to Red Label Confessions on Instagram. Follow Red Label. Thank you so much for sending me this tip. You guys can always send me more stuff. I love to see it. You can either email me, tisatells@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram, Tisa Tells, on Instagram. All right, so let's get into this, right? Angela Teller wrote, instead of the Cambridge fans frothing by the mouth over Harry and Meghan walking into church, this is what you need to worry about. Standing ovation couldn't save Kate and her cheating husband from their misery. Let's get into this. Now, this is pretty interesting, right? On the surface, it looks like a nice, chill picture, right? It looks like a nice, chill picture. But if you look at Kate, she is drawn back in apprehension, kind of moving away from William, but not in repulsion, almost like in fear. William, on the other hand, is looking straight past her, completely indifferent. I Oddly enough, Anne is locking eyes with William. They are equals. They're sharing a bit of an inside joke. Anne is looking at him like, I don't believe you. But the fact is, they are acknowledging each other, not even as equals, but that there's another human being in the room. William is not touching Kate. His body language is away from her. His arm is away from her. One arm tucked in, the other one firmly away. He does not want to touch her. He is not making eye contact. Kate wants desperately to be included. You can tell by that forced smile on her mouth. However, it looks like to be afraid of doing something to displease William. Again, she does not exist between Anne and William. Again, it goes back to that clenched fist of really showing anger, dissatisfaction, but also disinterest. Right here, right? This is the most telling sign. While Kate is not aware she's being observed, even though her body language, the tensed up shoulders, looking to the side, almost like she's on, right? Looking down, afraid to make the wrong move, even though her body language is showing that she is aware that she is being watched and judged, almost as if she's on probation. Can we attribute that to William? In this picture, it might be the public pressure, but when you take it in entirety, all the other pictures we looked at, it is actually saying something. But more importantly is William's look of ice cold disdain. When he thinks she is not looking at him, there is cold disdain. Again, the clenched jaw, the lips set in a grim. It is a look of disapproval, but also it is a look of disgust. If you look at the way one eye is lowered, right, and the nostrils are flared, that is a classic symptom that somebody disgusts you, that someone disgusts you, to the point of also the reason he is showing this disgust, this apathy, not to her face, is because he is weighing. If you look at his eyes, he is taking it into account and he is weighing. Now, what is he weighing? I don't know. But judging from what's been reported from the tabloids and judging from everything entirety, it seems like he is weighing on, whether she's worth it. But one could also say that he's also looking and saying, I can't believe this is the person. Again, there's a lot of reasons why he could be looking at her with disdain or disgust. But if you see Kate and how tense she is and how eager to please, so shoulders risen, tense body language, eager to please she is in all of their dealings, it makes you wonder, why are you looking at her with disgust, contempt, and just sheer apathy? Why are you looking at her like that? What did she do to you? This is the mother of your children. To do this in such a public area, to do this when you think no one is looking, it says a lot. It says that they are crumbling. Again, this goes back to being lock and step. This goes back to being on the same page. Again, this is moments after he was giving her a look of pure disdain, almost like her name was Harry Potter and she was trying to steal the gauntlet, right? You look at that. Now, moments later, he doesn't even bother to take his place at her side. He does not even bother to let her maybe walk 3 steps behind. He hurries along, completely angry at her, completely disgusted. He wants nothing more than to get out the sight of her. And judging from that other thing, him touching her is the last thing, or even being beside her is the last thing he wants to do. But you guys, listen, the sad part is, I think Kate is very, very aware of how she falls short with William. Now, this is the sad part. Look at her looking at him, right? With her Botox face. Kate went overboard with Botox. I will say she finally looks her age, which is to say she looks 10 years older than Meghan, but that's neither here nor there. Let's stay serious, right? Look at the way Kate looks at him, almost like a child looking up to a parent that you sense you have displeased, a parent that offers nothing but conditional love. She is literally sitting there looking at him for some type of encouragement, some type of something to let her know that because that's the funny thing about body language. We know what's happening, but it's hard for us to articulate it. It's on an evolutionary level. She realizes she's obviously displeased him. It continues to be a disappointment, but she doesn't actually know what the issue is. William looks at her. Again, the clenched jaw. The clenched jaw is something very, very important that we should actually pay attention to when we are talking about William. It's something very, very, very important that we should be paying attention to. Why is that so important? Why? Because when you're aware of the micro expressions such as snarls of the nose, eyes, fist tightly clenched, which obviously he always has, right? And fingers beginning to curl, mouth pulled, lips tight, right? That cue is subtle, but it's literally, right? It literally indicates that someone is unlikely to want to be overt with their disdain. And he's showing all of the indications. Again, the tight lipped smile, right? The slight snarling of the nose, the eyes, right? The fist tight, slightly clenched, or fingers begin to curl, which, as we see in all the other pictures, William definitely has. It literally indicates that you're unlikely to want to be overt with your disdain, because in a certain level, and this is, I think, also, he finds Kate very, very pathetic, which is directly in opposite to when he does not feel like holding back his overt disdain for Kate, the way he goes in and he lets the full contempt of her existence come out. Again, Kate feels it. You can see the way she's looking up, head lowered, puppy dog eyes, right? Wide eyes. Literally, you see that she has a very submissive posture, right? Shoulders are lowered. She's very submissive. She wants to connect. William, at this point, does not want to show her his overt disdain. Maybe it's overt disdain because he feels, again, William, tight-lipped, pulled to the side, clenched jaws, right? Kate knows. Kate feels it. She does not know what's going on, but she knows something's very wrong. She knows that she is displeased, though. She is sinking down into a great sadness. Look at this. And even then, when she's looking off to the side, that shows she's thinking, and she's still trying to think of ways to connect with someone that is basically looking at you as pathetic and doesn't even want to show your disdain. Here, Kate, after she's run through her mind of what she can do, she feels as if she's hopeless. She looks down, right? She looks down in sadness, lowered, defeated. She doesn't know what to do. William looks off to the side, but mostly he's looking off to the side curiously. He's not connecting. He doesn't feel emotional. It's more of a pittance. In this case, it looks like, again, the mouth has relaxed, right? The lips have relaxed a little bit. But what does that mean? It doesn't mean that his amount of disdain has changed at all. It means that now that Kate is not looking directly at him, he does not feel the need to hide the overt disdain. It doesn't feel the need to hide. Now, you guys, there's something very interesting I wanted to show you guys, but this video is getting very long. You guys, hit like, hit subscribe, and we will continue with part 2 of the Cambridge is falling apart tomorrow, because you guys, the live video I dug up, woo, it's a doozy. All right, my little Tattle Tells and Sussex Squad, I will see you guys later. And let me know if you enjoyed the video. We can do more body language analysis, but there's always going to be something to drag them about. But make sure you tune in tomorrow for part 2 of this analysis. All right, guys, bye.